Calgary Flames fans who are super pissed about one of our reels that went viral on Instagram of all places because we were talking about the Flames and how they've been wishy-washy. They won another game against the LA Kings last night. Now, first off, I think the story there, no offense to the Flames, is how bad the Kings have been for 2 months now and what the hell is going on. The Calgary Flames look good, 5-game winning streak. I was actually surprised to see so many Flames fans upset about this because they were like, well, why don't you check in on your GM? He put us in the spot.
boy.
And I got news for you.
You got to decide what you want, guys.
Well, tell me. You go.
You got to decide what you want. Yeah, how many times? Okay, I want to ask if you're the type of person who has ever left a comment on a TSN or Sportsnet video and gone, oh, here we go again, Toronto, Toronto, Toronto. Oh, Toronto, Toronto, Toronto. Well, now here we are, admittedly, fans. And we're not talking about the Leafs. We're talking about the Flames. Are they or aren't they? Like,
which is, by the way, been the theme to their entire year.
Yeah. Like, has the notion of the Flames being a buyer or a seller fallen out of the sky? Is that something we made up?
No.
Or is it something that's talked about on national television every day?
Or do they feed Elliot Friedman information literally every game?
Everybody. CJ's been talking about the Flames.
But what I'm saying is it's on Hockey Night in Canada, right? So.
One correction, 4-game winning streak, not 5. 2.
Not yet.
I don't know if it's productive if the conversation is just like, hey, let's go at the Instagram comments.
No,
it's a 5-game. By the way, it's a 5. Oh yeah, it's 4.
No.
My point is,
this isn't about Flames fans. This happens.
I think it doesn't.
No.
Like,
Here,
I
wait.
don't know what's happening. I don't think
wait.
it's a 5-game streak, by the way, as of last night. 5-game.
Oh well, there you go.
They beat.
Doesn't matter. They're
they
on
beat
a
the
hot
Kings,
streak.
Oilers, Bruins, Jets. Oh no, I'm wrong.
Adam,
talking about
4 games.
Never mind. All the comments are right.
They are.
No. It's this happens all the time. It's not just the Flames. This happens all the time when we as a show discuss.
Oh, I don't care about this. I don't care about this. No, I was going to go
Adam
direction with the Flames.
When we talk about another team, and they go, "Well, what about the Leafs?" And I'm like, "Well, what about them? We're not talking about them right now. We're talking about your team." Is that okay?
My thing was always, and somebody messaged me. They're like, "You're wrong about the Flames," and I said, "Okay, what am I wrong about?" And they're like, well, this, and this. And I said, does that not support my point, which is they're an up and down, hot and cold, mediocre team?
I think.
And then I said, if you think they're good, like go off, but they're not. If good is in the playoffs to me, good is the top half of the league. The top 16 teams are good. The bottom 16 teams are less than good. Is that fair? And here's what changed.
Yeah.
The invisible hand of Murray Edwards. I want Flames fans to understand that this owner has a lot more say in the day-to-day things than they think. You think it's just the general manager? You think a guy like Murray Edwards is sitting there letting the GM do whatever he wants?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So it doesn't really matter who you put in there. By the way, people are like, Treliving, and I get it. He signed some contracts that you probably would like to have back, made some trades you probably not do again.
Well, and this show notably loves everything he's done so far. Come on, guys.
I know. That's
Come on.
I don't. The reaction is less so. I think you got to be honest about how your organizational structure runs. Like in Toronto, we talk about the fact of the invisible hand of Brendan Shanahan. Right?
He's been there for
11
over
years?
a decade, and they haven't won shit. And we've mentioned it.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is if you want to blame it all on Treliving and you don't want to acknowledge Murray Edwards, why then did the Flames hire a head coach that Treliving explicitly did not want and did not get along with? Why did they hire him? Because he was the guy that got them really far 20 years ago when Murray Edwards was the owner back then too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Because he has a good relationship with the owner. That I'm talking about Daryl Sutter. I think you got to, and this is what my point to this guy was when we were talking in the DMs, is forget the Craig Conroy facade.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be thinking higher than that. You need to be thinking, what would Murray Edwards do? Because unless Craig Conroy's got an unbelievable argument that sways the billionaire, it's probably going to go the way that Murray Edwards wants it to go. It's his team.
Also, Craig Conroy was hired by Brad Treliving a decade ago.
Yes. So there's some continuity of management there too.
Yes. There's an enormous continuity of management.
Now, if the Flames go on a tear, I don't blame them for holding on to everything and going, we're in this.
Which is something that we discussed.
But if you are a Flames fan and you truly believe that this team's a Stanley Cup contender, cool. You're in a minority.
I know Adam might not want to admit it, but that whole U2 fiasco has seemingly galvanized this Preds team. They're putting up really strong performances, yes, against some bad teams, but we've lost to those teams this year. If you were Preds management, which 3 would you do? Sell assets at the deadline, try to bottom out, hold steady and see if this team makes the playoffs? Buy. Don't see it happening, but if they keep this effort, management might reward them. What do you think?
Okay, so I'll give the Predators credit because the last time they beat a playoff team was 8 days ago, but they did win, and it was against the Golden Knights. Okay,
that's a big win.
That's a big win. Big win, and in fact,
where was it?
I don't know. I'm looking at the Google.
Vegas.
Was it in Vegas? Okay, I don't know.
Where the sphere is.
Where the sphere is. So
it was the sphere game.
I get it.
Because they won the sphere game. Yeah.
So then they're sketch. This is where
that's good.
This is where I think it's even funnier because they played the Kings, who are floundering. They're just sinking.
Mm-hmm.
Then they played the Sharks. Then they played the Ducks. Then they played the Sens. If you're trying to tell me that them missing U2 propelled them to victories over such gargantuan competition as the San Jose Sharks, the Ducks, and the Senators, which, by the way, they got to play within 3 or 4 days of each other. If you're telling me that that's the reason, then this team sucks anyway.
So
are you kidding me?
Last night, the performance against the Sens, I don't know if you saw this. Shots on goal in the third period, 19-0 for the Predators.
It's amazing.
Holy shit.
Attempts, scoring chances, 37-2. That performance, I don't know if it speaks more to what the Sens are.
I think it speaks a lot to both.
To what? I think it's on both sides. The Nashville Predators are playing very good hockey.
They're playing good hockey, and they're a limited skill team. This is a John Tortorella special, not coached by John Tortorella. And so what I said remains true. Mm-hmm. This is a team with limited talent. They're going to lose games like they did. I mean, losing to the Devils kind of sucks. I get it. After the All-Star break. And then losing to the Stars 9-2. Yeah, that's sort of embarrassing. And then what has happened? I mean, they did beat the Blues, too, on that Saturday.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
they're competing with for the spot.
You can't tell me that the U2 thing was the reason that they were able to outchance the Senators. Fuck off.
Sorry, I said chances, shot attempts. It's the 37-2.
And listen, it's impressive. But that's Barry Trotz hockey.
The Leafs would go over on that road.
And the reason that, they would. And the reason that the Senators lost,
they would,
and didn't show up is because they weren't playing the Leafs.
Oh, dude.
That's the only game they seem to be able to show up for these days.
Yeah. Leafs since the Ridley Grigg incident, 7-1. The Sens, right where the Leafs left them, 27th place behind the Habs.
This is what I'm saying, guys. Listen. I get it. It's that old school, I'm going to take your toys away or whatever.
I think it kind of works.
If you're telling me that these games were not gimmies anyway for Nashville, they should have been. For the Leafs, you never know. The Leafs play down to their competition.
You still have to get up out of bed for the gimmies.
Well, and you know what? If they'd seen U2, they wouldn't have.
Exactly.
They could not have won these games were it not for the and you know what? Some people were like, this is the funniest. People were like, man, they should have sent them to U2 to punish them. I guess they have some people that are not big U2 fans. I thought that was funny. But yeah, no, I mean, listen, good for the Preds. Again, limited upside team. Wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs.
Exactly.
But the Predators to me are the Islanders of the West. If they can get in, what a pain in the ass.
Ironic. Barry Trotz.
Yeah. And the Islanders are not getting in because they don't have Barry Trotz. I'm a big Barry Trotz fan, by the way. I just thought this was stupid. Still do.
Yeah, the second thing that you do when your alarm goes off in the morning is get mad that your alarm woke you up. The first thing you do is wake up. They woke up.
There you go. Jesse?
Ryan O'Reilly, Colton Sissons, Tommy Novak, Michael McCarron.
Just as we all predicted.
Playoff team.
4 centers down the middle for the Nashville Predators.
They bought in the summer. Like, they spent aggressively. They think they're okay. It's wild. Well, I mean, Ryan O'Reilly, Barry Trotz is a match made in heaven. When you think about it.
They're playing good hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Playing good hockey. We'll see if it keeps up.